Right, with the semi-completion of one motor project from the crankshaft up, major project here, going to the next one. Here you go. Absolutely mint, all original 1977 El Camino. I've done some videos on this car already that showed it off a little bit, but this is a fully loaded 77 El Camino, all original paint. It's got the Corvette rallies on it. Actually had the 7-inch rallies on it. It's got 8s now, but it's all stock and it's all mint. And I think the miles are right around, something like 7,000 or 8,000 on this thing. And it's a gem. It's all factory original, probably. There's all the build sheet and stuff down there I need to go through. Original spare tire sitting back there. This has just been garaged, kept. It's only that big old door shuts nice and tight. And those tires are, old too, but I had them new old stock from a long time ago. It's got a factory CB in it, and here it is under the hood. It's your all original Tree 54 barrel, which is the top motor for this year, and it runs perfect. Nothing wrong with it. That's your code. That's your factory cruise control. That's everything there. And I do believe on the El Caminos, if I remember right, all the way up to the last of the big ones like this, is because this is the final year of the big body, of which, you know, you've got the El Camino, and then it's starting in 70 or 69, and then it up to 72. In 73 they changed up a bit and it got the stronger frame. You know, it's going to have the 8.5. This has got an 8.5 posi in it, which, you know, of course the earlier ones are more desired by people, but if you want power and strength, the frame on this is superior to a 70, even a 72. So it's a stout car, very, very solid. Of course, you know, as they call them, boats, I think they're 3,800 pounds in this car, maybe even 3,900 pounds. Big old heavy tank, right? Well, it's nothing compared to a new 3 Series BMW, but who's counting, right? People forgot how big new cars are. Anyway, it's got my name on the front of it. That's a dealership. It's got nothing to do with me. That's my name. Yeah. You're looking there, it's got all the original headlights in there, which those are unobtainium now. The guide, those are pre-halogens. So I think in 78 or 79, you could get a lower or a high beam halogen, but not in this year. So those are guide, you know, 1As and guide 2s, which are those are hard to find there. Those are not as hard, but still hard. So when one goes out, you're done. No more original. So what's the whole point of this video? That 354 barrel, with nothing wrong with it, is getting ripped out of that car, because it's going to become a semi hot rod with the original unleaded fuel only sticker on it. All original there. You can even see down in there, look at the frame stamping. You can see it through the gas. And here's another unique thing. You can see the original exhaust with the screen still in there. That was on the El Camino and station wagon. Any of the side exits like that. That's another piece of unobtainium. And of course, got to see the bed, but it's absolutely perfect. I'll show it later when I have some of that stuff off. But that's kind of the car. And I'm not trying to sell it to you, I'm just showing it to you, because it's not for sale. And what's going in this thing, sitting right here, that is a GM Performance ZZ 502 motor. And there there's the data tag on that thing right there. That is your General Motors performance motor. That serial 113 is built in 6/9/2017. And you see that it's got 4-bolt. You look down in there, you can see it's got JE pistons in it, and that's the way they built them. And the good rods, all lumbered, balanced. And the oil pan's off of it because this motor comes with a truck pan, bigger pan, which is right there. And so we're having to change that. And GM actually made a motor or a pan for the 502, which had a windage tray and the right pickup, but it is no longer available. Just like the ZZ 502, if you try and buy one of these motors, good luck. You know, you'll see them on websites, you'll see somebody has them. I think there's one dealer up in Ohio that does have a new old stock one. They want $15,000, $16,000 for it. This is, you know, full intake motor. Now, I bought this used, and when I bought it used, it came out of a real nice 4x4 square bodied 3/4 or 1-ton truck. And I guess they were, I don't know, they were going back to original or doing something else with it, but they just decided to sell the motor out of it. So I saw it all, compression checked the whole thing, did a lot of due diligence before I bought it. Said to have, you know, just a few thousand miles on it, and by the looks of the truck, I'm sure it did. And so that's the motor. Would have called GM Performance and bought a new one, Scoggins Dickey or any of those things, but good luck. You can't get them, and that's been that way for 3 years now, because the concept of this car was 3 years ago, basically 2 years ago at least, and so we couldn't find a motor. This one came up, I bought it, I paid more for it than most people would ever imagine to get a used engine, but like I said, we did do a lot of due diligence on the motor, and it's good to go. Let's see what else. So yeah, this is if you're trying to put a 502 or any Mark, this is a Mark 5, Mark 6. This is a Mark 6 motor, which is the last generation of the big ones. That's the Milidon number you need right there. I called them directly and got that from their tech support. They were real kind to answer the phone and gave me all the information there, and we're ordering that number. So that's the oil pan number that goes into Generation 5, Generation 6 big block into an A body, which would be anything. I think all the way back to 65 to 77 will work. And this is the one that has a provision for the oil filter to go through, so you should be able to do that and run headers on it too. So it's supposed to be a good fit. We'll see. Hadn't done it yet, but so that's the motor upside down. Obviously, I'm not going to turn it over yet. There's your 8.2 liter. That's a 502 motor. So these are, what are they, 508 horsepower they claim, or something like that, out of the box. Got the carburetor and everything for it. So we're just going to detail it all up, put it back together with a new oil pan, and put it in this car. And of course, to put it in this car comes with a lot of different variables, because we're going to put it in this car to look like it's stock. We're going to run the factory brackets on it, which I believe I think ss396.com has these things. I've been talking to them, and so we're going to try. The big block brackets will look just similar to these, because this is a small block bracket. And I believe there's one or two of these brackets that will cross over. I don't remember, but I'm going to try and do it all on the stand before I get it in here. And the good thing about the motor is the ride height of the car. Anytime you go from a big block to small block, you're putting a heavier motor in the car. But for what it's worth, I think there's about 40 pounds difference, and that's it on that motor there, because that is an aluminum head big block with an aluminum intake, and this is an iron head small block with an iron intake. So I don't think we're going to have too much of an issue with springs. So I think the springs of this car, which has a regular stock stance, will remain the same. And if for whatever reason it sags down a little bit, well, there's KYB shocks that always push your car up a little bit, or Bilstein. So I don't think I'm gonna have to change the springs. We already have, if you watch some of the earlier videos on this car, I've got the Trans Am WS6 sway bar on the front and the big A-body sway bar on the back. El Caminos never came with a rear sway bar. This one's got it now. And let's see, you can see it there. You can see the Positrack tag on it and everything. So I've done some preliminary work to it. I've also got in that box right there is a 73 or 74 dual exhaust cross member. So I'm going to change that when we work on it here. Now, one of the things I'm going to do, which is, I've done it before because I had a car that was hot rodded up and it worked really good. I've already put the B&M full trans pack in this turbo 350 in this car. So I've modified, you know, just the shift kit, valve body of it. And of course the thing's damn near brand new. And it shifts really hard, really good now. And I'm gonna run a turbo 350 on a 502. So we'll see how long that works. But you know, it's not a dragster. It's just a good, powerful, stock type street car. So we're not gonna be wheel standing it or anything crazy like that. And it's gonna run a 273 posi on a 3-speed. So with that torque on that 502, it should be right in a good gear ratio. You know, with a small block, you'd probably want 355s for a gear for that kind of quickness. But I think on a 560, 70 foot-pounds of torque 502, you're gonna be fine with 273s. We'll see what it does. And if I end up just grenading that transmission, well, it'll go 4L80 at that point. We'll do some mods to do it, but that's down the road. I'd rather not do it that way, but so that's in the plan. So 502 will go in there with all the brackets, air conditioned, everything. There is a different fan shroud because the 502 is going to be a little bit farther forward as far as the length of it. So they have the big block fan shroud, which ended in 74 for the El Camino or Malibu or Chevelle. And so they have that available. And the radiator, I'm not sure if I'm going to spend the $700-800 to get the big 4-core, that's a 28-inch core on this one, I believe. So, which is, I think 73 to 77. Or I'm just gonna put an aluminum, good, you know, retrofitting one there yet. We'll see where that goes. We even got a Delco battery, how about that? So this is the start of this project. The car runs right now, nothing's taken apart. This is its last run. This motor will never run again in this car. They'll make somebody a good motor somewhere. We're gonna probably use it for another project. All numbers matching, but who cares? It's a 350, right? So, and the car stands up for itself. So having the 502 in there is gonna be desirable. It's gonna make the car cool because it's right now it's neat, but it's not cool. This is gonna be freaking cool. And so this is gonna be one nice, not a resto mod, just not even a hot rod, just a good street machine that's gonna be out of a totally original car, and it's gonna try and stay original. And even, I even have them in the glove compartment right now. We're gonna put the emblems there that the earlier cars had, 454. So that'll look stock, even though it's 502, but hey, what the heck. So that's kind of the start of this project. And this will be if you followed the 88 Corvette videos, which I think I did 19 videos or something on the start of this car from the motor all in pieces on the stand to now. And that's where that car created from. So this one's next. And after that, we got another car that's gonna be really neat that everybody's been waiting for. That Eldorado convertible, another gem of a perfect original car that we're gonna take the factory HT 4100 out and put an old 403 in there, all stock looking and all set up like the factory did. And there's just an engine family of the same body, because in the 79s you could have had a 350 olds in these. So we got a 350 car. We're taking all of the hardware from that. Going to use the 403 motor, and of course this is a factory convertible, very rare, very desired car, except the god-awful HT 4100 in it, which of course runs perfect, nothing wrong with it, but we don't care. So Hot Rod Central. Thanks for watching, and keep tuned for more on this car. You'll see the motor come out of it. You'll see the 502 all dressed up on the stand with the brackets and preparing to come into this car. And I'll go through all the troubles we run into, and hopefully there won't be many. Thanks for watching.